Scientists uncovered something massive under Antarctica, a buried granite monster hiding beneath one of the most unstable glaciers on Earth. And that rock controls how the glacier moves, how fast it melts, and how quickly it can break apart and slide into the ocean. For a long time, scientists kept finding pink granite rocks on top of the Hudson Mountains in West Antarctica, and it didn't make any sense. These mountains are volcanic, so granite shouldn't be there. So a research team used a method called UPB zircon dating. Basically, they looked at tiny crystals inside the rocks and measured how radioactive elements inside them had broken down over time. That gave them a very precise age. The granite rocks formed about 175 million years ago, back in the Jurassic period. At that time, Antarctica looked nothing like it does today. There was no ice and no snow. Instead, it had forests full of conifer trees and ferns. The weather stayed cool, but not freezing. A mild climate you could actually live in. Dinosaurs moved through those forests. One of them grew up to about 23 feet long and had a crest on its head. Another one had a long neck and could walk on two legs when needed. Later, this mysterious world got buried under miles of ice, and today, the Hudson Mountains look almost empty. Severe cold, strong winds, and thick ice keep most life out. Only a few lichens and mosses manage to survive, and sometimes a snow petrel flies by. Anyway, figuring out the age of the pink granite rocks helped, but it didn't explain where they actually came from. Scientists needed more data, and only in October 2025 did a new study finally connect the dots. A team from the British Antarctic Survey sent research planes to Pine Island Glacier. They scanned the area and measured tiny changes in gravity. Different rocks have different weights, so they pull on gravity in slightly different ways. The team collected this data, then adjusted it to account for mountains, valleys, and the thickness of Earth's crust. After that, they calculated how dense the hidden rocks under the ice must be. Scientists figured out that those loose boulders actually came from a massive chunk of granite buried deep under the ice. This hidden rock body sits under Pine Island Glacier and is huge. About 60 miles wide and around 4 miles thick. The glacier likely scraped chunks of granite from the ground, carried them along, and dropped them across the Hudson Mountains. That probably happened when the ice sheet was much thicker than it is today. By combining rock dating with gravity data, the team not only tracked where the rocks came from, but also found out more about how the ice sheet moved in the past, and even more importantly, how it could behave in the future. Plus, the discovery helps scientists understand what's happening right now. This region has been losing ice faster than almost anywhere else in Antarctica over the past few decades. Apparently, the type of rock under the glacier affects how easily the ice slides and how meltwater flows underneath it. But this isn't the only weird discovery in Antarctica. In 2024, a fully remote robotic submarine called RAN dove under the huge ice shelf in West Antarctica. It moved through dark, freezing water and sent back images from deep below the ice. And then, suddenly, it disappeared. But before it went silent, RAN captured some bizarre structures. Those were step-like patterns and teardrop shapes, and at first glance, they looked almost human-made, like something built on purpose. But it wasn't a lost city hiding under the ice. These shapes come from melting ice. As the ice shelf melts, huge amounts of water flow underneath it. That water carves and reshapes the underside of the glacier, and over time, it creates these unusual patterns. Scientists pay attention to this because it shows how fast the ice is breaking down. To continue the research, the team is building a new submersible called RAN-2. This upgraded robot will head back under the ice, track more of those formations, and collect new data. Researchers want to map the seafloor, study how the ice melts from below, and understand what's coming next. The thing is, some parts of Antarctica's ice shelves are growing a little. But overall, West Antarctica is losing way more ice than it gains, and this has been going on for over 30 years. The main reason is warmer ocean water. The ocean absorbs most of the extra heat on Earth, about 91% of it. It mostly comes from burning coal, oil, and gas. They trap heat in the atmosphere, and the ocean soaks it up, warms up, and then starts melting the ice from below. This melting is already causing problems. Sea levels keep rising, and coastal cities are feeling it, from Miami all the way to Bangkok. And who knows, maybe one day Antarctica will get back to its former self. Millions of years ago, it looked completely different. Today, Antarctica is covered by an ice cap that's several miles thick. But if you go back far enough in time, that ice wasn't there. Scientists study rocks and fossils to figure this out. Those records show soil, plant remains, and even forests. Not tropical jungles, of course, but cold-tolerant plants like conifers and tundra vegetation. Way more life than what exists there now. This big shift from Greenland to frozen continent helps scientists track how carbon dioxide, temperature, and oceans interact. When CO2 levels change slowly over millions of years, the climate shifts with it. And those slow changes can eventually flip the entire planet into a totally different state. So, when did Antarctica finally freeze over? The last time it was mostly ice-free was about 34 million years ago. That was during a huge shift between two time periods, the Eocene and the Oligocene. Before that point, Earth was much warmer. Sea levels were higher, and huge ice sheets just didn't exist. Antarctica had land shapes similar to modern tundra regions and northern forests. Plants grew, and the environment supported many life forms. But then CO2 levels dropped, and that changed everything. Around 60 to 50 million years ago, the air held much more CO2, which trapped heat and kept the planet warm. So Antarctica stayed ice-free. Over millions of years, natural processes pulled CO2 out of the atmosphere. Rocks broke down and locked carbon away. Tectonic activity pushed carbon into Earth's crust. As CO2 levels fell, temperatures dropped with them. Cooling didn't happen all at once. At first, the snow started to stick instead of melting. Ice spread across the surface. That ice reflected sunlight back into space, which pushed temperatures even lower. Glaciers expanded, reshaping the land and changing ocean movement. Some CO2 did leak back from oceans and coastal areas, but not enough to stop the trend. The planet kept cooling. At the same time, the continents shifted. South America moved away from Antarctica and opened a gap known as the Drake Passage. Water began to flow all the way around the continent. This created a strong current that circled Antarctica non-stop. It blocked warm ocean water from reaching the continent. It also reduced the flow of warm, moist air. This isolation kept Antarctica cold. Ice built up faster and stayed in place, and the ocean current acted like a wall, sealing the freeze and maintaining low temperatures. This whole change means that Earth's climate isn't fixed. It can shift, given enough time and the right conditions. Antarctica could lose its ice again, but that wouldn't be a quick process. In the past, very high CO2 levels removed ice from the poles. Today, human activity is increasing CO2 again, which warms the planet. Still, a complete melt would take a very long time, thousands of years. And still, even partial melting already has serious consequences. Sea levels rise, flooding coastal regions and changing ocean systems. We can see a clear pattern. Slow changes in CO2 can lead to massive shifts in climate.